Welcome back, Urban AC lovers. Now, as a collective of Urban AC radio professionals, which we here at Urban AC Online, we all are, we've been asked this question time and time again. Who's that guy that sings that song like Marvin Gaye? Or what's that song about that no TV, no radio, and he's driving down some street? We have your answers. Of course we do. The artist you're referring to is October London, and that song about that street is called Mulholland Drive, off of his 2023 debut album, The Rebirth of Marvin. Now, for many of us, that album served as our introduction to that soulful voice inside of that soulful man. But you know, he's actually been doing music much longer. And we get a brand new album from him this month. So in preparation of that new album, here's everything you need to know about October London and this brand new set of songs coming our way with the release of the new album. All right, so first, let's talk about the man himself, October London. And that's not his real name, by the way. It's actually Jarrett. And even though he has a chart-topping hit, Mulholland Drive, that's been on the charts, 27 as of this video. It's been 27 weeks on the Billboard Adult R&B Airplay chart. And though he sings so beautifully about Mulholland Drive, that's not where he's from. He's from South Bend, Indiana. He says he grew up right across the street from Notre Dame, and he's been doing this music thing since he was 15 years old. That's when he started trying to take a stab at becoming a songwriter. But in his own words, it was trash.
I started writing when I was 15. It was really trash work, I have to say. So,
trash work.
It was terrible, man. I was trying to write, and it was terrible. But when I turned 18, I think that's when I was like, okay, let me really hone in on the craft.
See, he said it, not me. After studying legends like the late great Frankie Beverly, who we just lost September 10th of this year. Did you wear your all white for Frankie Beverly? One time for the late great Frankie Beverly. Also legends like the late Luther Vandross, the Isley Brothers, and one Boney James. We'll get back to Boney James in a minute. Put a pin in that one. In the meantime, let's learn more facts about October London. He is a father of one son at the time of this video, 7 years old. And did you know he was 2 weeks away from giving it all up, walking away from this music business as a whole and ready to work a 9-to-5. In fact, he wanted to be a truck driver. He says in a BET Networks interview, he had just graduated 2 weeks prior to when he got that call from Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, well, 2 weeks before Snoop signed me, I was graduating truck driving school. So I was done. I'd given up on music. I wasn't trying to do anything else. I was like, this music stuff isn't working out for me. I'm gonna do the 9-to-5 thing, And I was about to graduate, and then next thing you know, I get a call from Snoop.
Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. He was about to give it all up, and we would have never had the likes of Mulholland Drive or Back to Your Place or this new album set to drop this month on October 23rd. That one's called October Nights. And he also revealed that the lead single, She Keeps Calling, he wrote that years ago. During his interview with Lenny Green, he said it's kind of weird, but that song was written about 3 or 4 years ago, and he kind of kept it in the vault until Snoop Dogg said, do you remember that song about calling? That's going on this album. And so it was. You know, he was signed to Snoop Dogg's record label back in 2016 and later switched over to Death Row Records. He says Snoop has the idea to take that label in a brand new direction, which is why October London, an R&B singer, soulful singer, is the face, the frontman of the label. Because if you know, like I know, and we should all know if you're an adult of a particular age, Death Row Records didn't always come with a smooth, soulful reputation. If you remember back in the 90s, Death Row Records was founded in 91 by DOC, Dr. Dre, and Suge the Bully Knight. It included artists on their roster like, of course, Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, Daz Dillinger, Lady of Rage, Michelle, and the late Tupac Shakur. Many in the music industry were actually just pretty scared of Suge Knight. They had a very nefarious reputation. Back in 2006, they filed bankruptcy, and they were sold to MNRK Music Group. Later, 2022 to be exact, Snoop Dogg purchased the rights to the trademark and the music of Death Row Records. However, prior to that acquisition, Snoop Dogg and Atlanta producer Jazzy Faye created their own record label called Cadillac Music. That was the record label October London was initially signed to in 2016. Once he acquired Death Row in 2022, October London landed there. Don't you just love how it all works out? Timing is everything. Or, in the words of October London, that's God all the way. That's exactly what happened to have him connected with one of his idols from when he was a child, Mr. Boney James. I told you we would circle back to Boney James and this collaboration that took place. Well, it's that time. Now, during the interview with WBLS, an urban AC radio station, by the way, in New York, shout out to WBLS. During the interview, October London explained how he's been listening to Boney James since he was a child. He said, I've been listening since I was a kid. My dad always played Boney James in the car on road trips and stuff like that. So I've always been a fan of Boney for a very, very long time. Next thing you know, I was just talking about it. I was just speaking it into existence. And Boney's people hit us up. That's God all the way. The single is called All I Want Is You, set to release on the saxophonist and composer Boney James's new album, Slow Burn, which will be released on October 18th, according to the Smith Center, Las Vegas. Now, you know, October London said he manifested this. He just spoke it into the universe. So we're going to try the same thing. You ready? The album, Slow Burn, releases October 18th, which is one day after October London's 38th birthday. Yep, he's a Libra, born October 17th, which is also my wedding anniversary date. So I am speaking it into existence right now. Maybe soon, very soon, for maybe next year, the year after, we can get October London to perform for me and hubby, or at least be able to check him out in concert. I'll settle for a tour, maybe front row. Speaking it into existence. Speaking of tour, you can catch October London on tour right now with the likes of Maxwell and Jasmine Sullivan for the Serenade Tour. Coming to a city near you. Check for dates and locations. Now, with Boney James's album dropping October 18th, we can look forward to October London's new album, October Nights, dropping just 1 week after on October 23rd. Already in full anticipation of what's to come, especially with the release of the two front singles, the lead one being She Keeps Calling, and the follow-up, A Beautiful Woman, which sounds a lot like Mr. R. Kelly. But I'll let you be the judge. Click the link here so you can check it out. And now I'll go ahead and wrap with the question I know you ladies want to know. Is he single? Is he married? What's the deal with October London's relationship status? No worries, I got you covered. And you'll be quite surprised by the answer, especially with so many love ballads on the first album, The Rebirth of Marvin, and what's anticipated for this new album, October Nights. He gives us music that definitely fits a cool, crisp October night. You know, made for Netflix and chill, or maybe turn the radio off and just be present with your boo and some October London. Well, ladies, he's not married. He's actually divorced. And he says he will never get married again. Yes, I'm just as shocked as you at his response, but during an interview with Torre, he explained how he just doesn't believe in marriage anymore. He says, The idea of marriage just does not make sense to me. He says, I can put a ring on your finger, fat rock, all that, whatever, is cool. We can do everything together, family stuff, but to walk down an aisle just to tell everybody, hey, we're married. So, it's like nothing changes. So, he doesn't plan to do that anymore. And he wants us to know he's not saying that his marriage was bad. His ex-wife is actually the mother of his child and his best friend. He just worked himself out of that marriage, or should I say, overworked. He explained how once he found out she was expecting his child, he put everything to the back burner so that he could provide for his child. And he started traveling and being on tour, really delving into the music business so that he could be a provider. The great thing is you won't see any child support court cases or any scandal coming from October London and his now ex-wife. He said they are on the best of terms and she never even sought after alimony or any child support because he has always provided for his child as a great father. Well, that's all I can tell you. If you're looking for a husband, it won't be October London, but at least you have some great music to hang on to. Look for October London's sophomore album, October Nights, on October 23rd. And be on the lookout for a show that could accompany it with he and Snoop Dogg. And always check back here, Urban AC Online, for the latest in adult R&B music, artists, and entertainment.